I went to Costco for the first time today. And that place is packed, bruh.
Don't tell me you went on a Saturday. Yeah, that's like the wrong time to go, man. Especially for someone that works in the evening. You need to be handling all that shit during the weekday in the afternoon.
Or maybe 6. What time is it opens for the public? Like what, 10 o'clock or something like that?
I guess so. I'm not the Costco expert. I don't even have my membership right now. It's actually expired.
What?
It's expired, man. I've been there. I've done that shit.
You'd be the Costco person.
Let me tell you something.
It seems like you'd be.
Let me tell you something. All right. This is not a new concept to me, Steve. This whole shopping club is not new to me.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back.
No big.
I'm gonna go back old school. I think you weren't even in town yet. I believe. Do you remember, Steve, on Fresno? No, First and Shields, way back in the day. You know, there's that Target right there.
Yes.
Do you remember when that shit was called Gemco?
No.
Does anyone remember Gemco? Probably not, I imagine.
No. Is that a regional thing, or do you think that was statewide?
I have no clue. I was a kid, but it was the same idea. I remember feeling like VIP because my dad would like flash his card. This dude's got a card, I remember thinking. And then we'd go and get all the good stuff.
But it seems like you would be a Costco person because you have a bigger family, and so you have to buy bulk.
I believe I have your standard, is it nuclear family? Is that the term? I've got the 2 kids and the dogs.
Oh, is it? Oh, is that supposed to be? I thought it was. Is it 2 kids that make a nuclear family?
I thought so, but maybe I'm just talking out of my
Why
ass.
do they call it a nuclear family?
I probably shouldn't have even gone there because I really couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. I was just trying to say, I got your standard set, you know. I got 1 of each, got 3 dogs. That's it. That's all I need.
Now I'm curious, dude.
What's up?
Why the deuce do they call it a nuclear family?
Shall we go to...
Oh.
Are you Googling?
A couple and their dependent children regarded as basic social unit.
That's my basic social unit. Does it say why they call it a nuclear family, though?
Let's find out, shall we? It says the use of the term. Okay, there you go. It dates it back to 1947. Its most common usage, the term nuclear family refers to a household consisting of father, mother, and their children, all in one household. The family is a social group, blah, 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 blah. While the phrase dates back to the atomic age, the term nuclear is not used here in the context of nuclear warfare, nuclear power, but instead originates in the same root as nuclear fission. So nucleus, that's the core. So nuclear family. Oh, and so the other way we use nuclear kind of took over that way of nuclear. So it's like a nucleus. It's a core. 2, the old good old fashioned Christian family. 2 parents and 2 kids. That's how it's supposed to be.
White House, picket fence, waving hi to your neighbor named Ed.
And you do have the nuclear family, dog.
I really didn't even know what that meant.
awesome.
I just had referred to that before. Or I don't think anyone's ever went, you have a nuclear family. I have no idea. I don't know why it's there.
It's been ingrained in our brains, dude.
Sorry, hold on a second. Jacking with my headphones. Sorry, hold up. All right, good to go.
I'm going to ask you something. So I don't go to Walmart. My places are Target, Winco, Food Max or Food for Less, and now Costco. Which one of those have the worst kids in your experience?
I'm going like hands down. Wait, we're not counting Walmart, you said, right? Because that would be the champion of all time.
No.
Yes. Why is that? Anywhere you go.
I don't know.
It's not just a stigma.
I do not know.
It's not. Like you get the worst of the
thing.
worst at that place.
It's the thing. Well, the thing is they don't. I think I think it's become way more. What do they call that sort of parenting? Like free roam parenting. I forgot what it's called. Or you kind of just let your kids do whatever.
Yeah, free range.
You don't. Yeah. Have a ball. Enjoy. I think that's what's happened, and I think the more parents go down that road instead of disciplining kids, you're gonna have that sort of thing.
Yeah, but check it though. Like I haven't done the math on it or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Walmart isn't that much cheaper than say Target.
No,
it's not leagues below or anything like that.
It's the name brand.
Sure,
people know Walmart.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then, again, why is it just there? Don't get me wrong. You get your bad eggs in the Target aisles as well, but is it just kind of like that? Is it kind of like, well, if you're going to tell me that's who I am, then that's who I'll be? Do you know what I mean?
You know what? My theory.
Power of suggestion.
I just came up with this theory. Maybe the louder that place, the louder the kids are. And the more quiet the place, the quieter the kids will be.
But that doesn't count for like when you walk into Walmart and like 40% of the people have limps. You know what I'm talking about?
That's true.
Like,
no, I feel you.
Like that hip,
but,
that bad hip limp. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but if you go in and everyone's really loud, the kids are going to feel more loud to just be loud. But if you go to Target, it's quieter in Target, and I think the kids are quieter too. The ambiance is quieter. So I think the kids catch onto that as a social cue, and they just latch onto it. But the other louder places, they're going to be loud. Like if they go in the movie theater, they may be loud for a second, but even the loud kids aren't as loud as they would be in Walmart in a movie theater. Because the social cue tells you to be quieter than normal.
So do you think this is some like inherent knowledge that the parents have that their kids are loud, so they're going to take them to the loud place? Because if you ask me, I think that it's because the parents, like the kids wouldn't be there without the parents. You know what I mean? So the parents are going to go where the parents are going to go where they want to go. I don't think they're even considering that.
They're not. I think where they go, the kids act different. I think the kids act according to where they take them. I would love to see that actually put into, see if that's true. Be like, okay, we're going to take these same quote unquote loud kids to a quieter venue and see how they act.
All right. Well, okay. So I guess this is going to be like an unknown thing for a bit. So unless someone can answer that question, what do you think? Why are there like, how can I put this? A less quality demographic. Is that a good way of saying it, or is that just mean?
I would say, why are there louder kids at Walmart?
Oh, you're just being safe. Steve's being safe again, everybody.
Because I've seen varying degrees of people with just bad kids at certain. Now, like I said, I don't go to Walmart, but Costco just put up a hell of a fight for loudest kids. They're going for the title, bro. They're coming for it.
You know why I think that is, though? Because it's so concentrated. You know what I mean? Like one person sings, it's not so loud, but if you get a chorus of people, it's a lot louder, correct?
That's true.
So,
no. That's actually really
so yeah, you just have like more people to the surface, like per surface area, per square foot.
It's ridiculous, G. Yeah. And I've never seen people have so much. Like normally, if I go to Winco, there will be one person at 3 a.m. with a jam-packed, cart. And that's the one that you're like, oh, well, they're doing their monthly shopping. Everyone had that at Costco. That was a thing. Whereas like I had creamer and muffins, and me and this other guy kind of looked like the outsiders because he only had milk. And I'm like, hey, maybe we should go somewhere else for these little pitty joints, G.
Oh, so you just kind of took like your maiden voyage in there just to see what it was about. You weren't really prepared to get down. You just wanted to grab a couple things since you were there.
And they don't have vegetarian anything there.
Just vegetables. Well, that's it.
Yeah, vegetable. They don't have veggie meat.
Chips.
I think Whole Foods. Veggie chips. I gotta go to Whole Foods for the rest of the stuff. But I'll tell you what, if I do want like granola or cereal and crap, I could see going to Costco.
You gotta carry shit out on a pallet just to get some coffee, like doot, 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 doot.
I never thought about getting coffee there. They probably have a grip.
Oh, yeah, they got big bags of coffee, man. For a solo man like yourself, that's a lot of coffee right there. You may be having too much coffee on your hands if you do that, actually.
Where do you get your coffee from?
Yeah, just kind of wherever. I really don't have, like I used to get it from this one guy. This sounds kind of like
oh boy.
Yeah, this sounds snobby
coffee
shit.
Connoisseur.
No. Well, no, there's a guy. No, it was working for a while. Like this guy that services some of the machines that I work on has this side business where he was roasting his own beans, and it was pretty damn good. Little expensive, but you want to support your local guys, sure. Right? So that's what it was. It started out that way, and it was like the best tasting and smelling coffee ever. And then I lost touch with him for a little bit, tracked him down again about a year ago, and bought 2 pounds of it from him. And I was thinking, okay, I'm back in it, but I don't know, man. I feel like I should give him one more chance because I purchased from him for so long. But it was the same coffee. He makes like 2 different kinds. The beans it was a little weak.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he rushed it because I told him, hey, I'd like to get some. He's like, oh, I'll have some for you tomorrow. And I think he just like roasts them to order because it's not like a big business for him,
Yeah.
But I won't say the name because I'm not going to dog on the guy or anything like that. But no, seriously, like his coffee is amazing. but the last batch I got was kind of weak. So I think I should probably like venture down that way again. But if I'm just going to go to the store and get some coffee, like I'll probably rock some Pete's or something that I can.
Oh, Pete's.
Like a whole bean coffee, you know? I like a darker roast. Oh, you have a grinder? Yeah. I don't play around with that pre-ground shit. What am I?
I don't have a grinder.
What am I, animal?
For real, G. I don't have a grinder. I need to get a grinder, I guess.
And then get yourself one of those French presses.
Do you have you said you haven't even taken your French press out the cupboard for a while, right?
No, I don't have it. I dropped it. It was a glass French press. Yeah, and I dropped it. I think they're all glass, actually. Maybe not. No, that's not true. They're not all glass.
I've never even used one. I don't see I don't understand the machinations of it.
All I can tell you is it tastes way better, but it's a pain in the ass to clean out because you get all the grounds at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I hate to do the dishes, so I would usually just like take it outside and swish it out in the with the hose in the yard and throw it in the yard. Hey, I think it's supposed to be good for your yard. I could be wrong.
Coffee grounds?
I thought so, but I could be wrong. My yard looks like shit.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. The internet, so it must be true.
Oh, it's true then. Never mind. No, you're right. Totally.
It's very factual.
Really? Coffee grounds on. Have you noticed, G? Today I wasn't gonna my lawn doesn't look bad, but then the dude next to me picked up all of his leaves and his lawn looks all clean and crap. It kind of forces you to do your lawn, huh?
You getting neighbor shamed?
Yes.
Or are you just feeling guilty?
It looks. I'm feeling guilty because it's a clear line on where his stops and mine starts.
Oh, he went to prove a point.
Oh, dude. And I'm like, man, I guess I got to go out there and at least get the leaves, because instead of picking up the leaves, he just mowed his lawn, and I was like, oh snap! Now it makes me look all suspect.
You do your own lawn? Do you do all of your own yard work and everything?
I do. I'm about to hire somebody though.
It's weird to think that you're outside doing stuff, man.
I
either picture you in the gym, at work, or just watching movies. That's the Steve I know.
You know what's funny? I have only seen you do watching a podcast, watching a movie, and working. I've never seen you do anything else.
We need to hang out more then. I don't think we're doing it seriously.
Right. Like, what is your hobby, Dan?
Like, if I could just do a regular hobby all the time?
Like a hobby other than podcasting, what is your thing?
Well, it's not right now, but it used to be, and I'm going to say that it's about to get that way again, is working out, like getting back into shape again. Nice. I was talking about that a while back. Yeah, so far it's a no-go. But I swear to you, I think I'm going tonight. But working out's definitely going to be something that I have to plug into the schedule. But what else, man? Yeah, man, come on, you know.
But that's not like a hobby, though. That's like something that you have to do. You wouldn't do it for fun.
Well, I play drums, but I don't have a drum set right now. Nor do I have anyone to jam. Well, I guess I have. Well, maybe we should jam together one of these days.
I want to hear you play, G.
It's been a while, dude. It's been a hot minute, so I would definitely have to get a little bit, loosened up again to do it. But yeah, I've played pretty much most of my life. Not professionally. Played in bands, stuff like that.
Did you have the long hair and everything?
I had I think it was more of a mullet, to be honest with you. I'm going to call myself on that. Yeah. There was a reason why I've always shaved my head. I never had I never had good rock star hair, man, so it was always shaved.
Dude, if you will make that the avatar of one of our shows, dude. Oh my gosh,
You've never seen my high school picture, bro?
I haven't seen no mullet picture.
Oh, I'm going to show you my senior picture. I've got on you've got that 90s background where it's kind of like a collage of different browns and grays. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
That backdrop. And then I'm rocking a blue and black Cosby sweater.
Oh, my.
Which was funny because I thought, I am too cool to be wearing the suit. Everyone else had on not a suit, but like a sports coat.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what hindsight does to you when you look at those pictures, man. I should have just went with the sports coat. I was looking pretty bad as senior year, but I thought I was looking great. That's the funny part, man. I thought I was looking great.
I want to see this picture, Jay. I did not know you had the mullet, bruh.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. I'm surprised I haven't shown you that. I think I have, Steve. I think you're failing to remember.
Maybe, because it seems like it would make an imprint, because I always pictured you as the long, flowy hair drummer guy.
Never had it.
Really?
Once I realized that it was just a unachievable, it was just unachievable for me to have rock star hair. It all came off quickly.
So you have
and I looked
hair.
much better for it, I thought.
Oh, wow. So your hair is like more coarse.
Coarse is a good word, but it's not wiry or anything like that. It does, what's left of it is still pretty straight, I guess you could say. It's not really wiry, just kind of coarse. That's a good word for it, yeah.
So it won't hang?
No.
What?
No. Even back in the mullet days, it didn't hang. I had to blow dry that shit.
That is crazy.
Just fucking in the mirror, just in the background. In the background, you got shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Fucking mom, close the door. Blow drying my hair. It's all split. It's like 6 inches of split ends.
Oh my God. I would pay money, G. I thought you had the long, flowy, so I thought your hair was more like Homeboy from Metallica.
I wish. Back then, I would have wished I had that. No,
I forgot his name, the Hispanic dude.
Kirk Hammett.
Yes. I thought your hair was like his.
No.
Like curly, but straight.
It was just bad. And I always wondered why I didn't get very many dates in high school back. I'm surprised. But the funny part about all this is, you know who was digging that hair?
I'm going to go with a certain,
my lady. Somehow she accepted me for that shitty haircut.
Bruh, I'm telling you, man.
Personality goes a long way, man.
Here's what I'm going to say, G. A, you grew into your looks. And B, fellas, shoot high. You never know. You just never know. Shoot
all
for
they can say is no.
Yes, and maybe they won't. They might be digging that mullet shot.
No, I don't suggest the mullet. Let's not bring that back. You know how shit goes retro? One should never bring back the mullet. Because it's still there. It is still there, dude. Weird circles, yeah. It's still there. It's not a good look. It never was. I think if you're if you're secluded enough, you probably are rocking it still. I think the only reason that I didn't get more shit for it back then is because I was surrounded by mullets. It was the time.
That is incredible, dude. Who was the mullet person who was the popular person with a mullet that made everybody get one?
That's a good question. I don't know, man, because all the popular dudes, I used to run with the popular dudes, but I was kind of in I was the side circle. You know what I mean? Okay. They were with their remember those Oakley sunglasses with the it was just no bottom. You would interchange out the bottom and you'd have what was it? Anyway, you keep the lenses right, but you would change out the frames. Isn't that how it works?
I didn't know you could take out. I just remember they were straight along the top and there were really no bottom to them.
Oakley has come a long way, man, since those days. I wear Oakley glasses. I wear glasses all the time now, just because it's a lot easier and they're the best by far.
Yeah. I noticed you don't wear your contacts anymore.
You know why? Because they hurt my eyes, dude. I would completely wear them all the time still, but they just my left eye gets all bloodshot and itchy, so I just kind of gave up on it. Yeah, I gave up on it.
What did your eye doctor say about it?
Wear glasses.
That's it. They didn't say, we could hook it up. We could hook it up.
Nah. Excuse me, I'm just trying to burp. Apple cider vinegar.
We made some national podcast Fresno did. Did you see that?
What's that?
We made there's a podcast. It's about health things like the flu. They'll have an episode about the flu, about food poisoning, stuff like that. Well, they had one about parasites, and a person from Fresno was on that podcast, and it's in the news too. This guy had a 5.5 foot parasite in his stomach.
Oh, damn!
At Community.
Only the best. Only the best for Fresno.
Dude, apparently he ate raw fish every day or sushi or whatever, and he came in for diarrhea, and he said he freaked out because he said, I thought my intestines were falling out.
Oh shit.
He said, I was so scared that when I saw it was a tapeworm that was wriggling around, he said I felt relief because at least it wasn't what I thought it was. Nope. It's just this. And he said he walked in and he told the doctor, hey, I have diarrhea. I need this. And the doctor was like, how about we check you out? And he's like, how about you look at this? And he showed a bag of his stuff and it was just a wriggling 5 foot worm. And the doctor was like, oh, okay. And they just gave him the same deworming agent that they give a dog and he was fine.
That's the most horrific thing ever, dude.
5.5 feet, G.
I'm not trying to be. No, never mind. I was gonna get gross, but no, man, that's a nightmare for me. Like
Gee.
And by the way, I have not forgotten. I still have my choice for which store's the worst. But staying on this whole parasite thing right now, like wiggly, snaky, eely, any of that shit that's what I don't know. I guess you could go as far as to say I'm afraid of it.
Oh wow! So if you have a stomach ache and you're wiping and something wriggles around your finger, you're done.
I'm fucking done. Like it's over, dude. I'm not wiping. I'm just jamming to the. I'm putting myself. I am stamping my seat if I have to get into that car fast enough, and I'm hauling my worm-infested ass to the hospital to drink cyanide or whatever it is, shoot fire up my
and you're gonna
whatever
have to
it
wait
takes.
like hours, G, with that thing in your pants.
Oh god.
Oh, you would feel sick feeling it worm around.
Worm around, dude. Oh god. You don't even understand how much that bothers me, Steve. Seriously, that's the worst.
Gee, I can't believe it. Only in Fresno, and like they said, they're like, look, if you eat sushi enough, it's gonna happen probably. I mean, it's bound to.
We actually had we sort of started having this conversation the other night. I think I'm kind of at this point where I'm almost ready to swear off sushi just because of that.
Oh, word?
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like I'm just saying this now because you brought it up, but I'm sure anyone out there could search it if you wanted to, which I highly do and don't recommend, is looking at, it's like it's good to inform yourself and be educated on this shit, but at the same time, you are now not ignorant and you are completely, it's on your register.
Yes.
But there's I've seen multiple videos of nice sushi bars where the dude's got his phone and he's just like zooming in on an individual piece of like, say, sashimi. Mm-hmm. And it's got the wiggly inner worm inside. And I didn't eat sushi for probably a year after I saw that. And I still to this day, I'll constantly think about it. I can't. I have to like try and just like, it's not even fun anymore is my point. So I don't think I'm going to eat sushi anymore. In fact, I'm not going to eat. You know what? Right now, what's today? Today is January 14th, 2018. Yes. Mm-hmm. Starting today, as much as I find it tasty and delicious and kind of fun to go to every once in a while, I am swearing off sushi.
What?
I am giving up sushi. That is one of my resolutions right there. No more sushi.
You're done.
I'm done. It's over.
But what about normal fish?
It's cooked.
Yes, but you have to cook it at an amazing temperature to kill a parasite.
Man, don't ruin this for me, Steve. I was just at Joe's Crab Shack yesterday.
Oh, no, it's over, G. But you know what? A lot of people have parasites, and they just don't know it because the goal of a parasite is not to be detected. So the goal is not to make you sick.
Man, as much as I like taco trucks and stuff like that, I don't even want to know what I've ingested, dude.
No, dude.
Yeah, I'm probably just chock full of worms right now.
Gee, it's funny.
See, now I'm not going to be able to sleep. Like, this is a whole fucked up pregame because now you've tapped into my psyche, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to bounce back from this.
Gee, the thing is, that's why I don't really eat out a lot, except for Chipotle is kind of the only spot. Because I'm just nervous,
because that's the safe spot, Steve. Chipotle.
Okay, now, here's the thing. When Chipotle went through that issue, I had to really do some research, and I was like, okay, that's what happened. That you can't avoid. If someone has norovirus, if you get the norovirus, that's good. But the thing is, those employees that got it should not have been coming to work. But when you need them, that's the problem. That goes back to our system of working. They wouldn't have come into work if they didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have to, they wouldn't come to work. But we're forced to work these crazy times. Otherwise, you don't get paid. So, yeah, they came in when they were sick and they pass it on to everybody. But, if there would have been a parasite, I would have been done, G. Guess who's done? Me. I would have been like, well, can't eat there anymore. But I remember I read this book called Parasite Rex that pretty much goes through the, different parasites, the life cycle of a parasite, what they do to your system, how they hide, how they do this. Dude,
why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know why I read the book, Jay, but it was referred there. Somebody in the lab was like, if you're really interested in parasitology, you might want to read this book. And I read it. I said, we might not be the last forms on this earth. We might just be being zombified one day by these parasites eventually. It's just going to happen, maybe. Who knows, Jay?
I think you got zombies on the brain because you were watching that zombie movie, huh?
Gee, did you watch part of that or no?
No, and I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to say much about it, but I couldn't get past the trailer.
You watched the trailer?
I watched the trailer. Gail and I watched it last night. I was going to try and watch this movie last night on Amazon, and because it's not on Netflix.
Really? What did I watch it on?
It just seemed. Listen, you could tell that there's not a big budget there.
Yes.
And maybe that's what's getting me. But The Room looks like it has more production value.
Oh, no. This one, there's a part where someone has to bash their finger off, and it's effective enough that you're going to hold your finger. Because I'm like, oh, that's right. You have to cut your finger off because you don't have a knife. You have to use a rock. And this person puts their finger on a rock.
Somebody got bit in the finger.
I was like, you're not going to do this. And they just whack. And it's just, you have to keep on hitting it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Don't get me wrong. The way you described this, it sounded fun, which is why I went to go look at it. But
don't watch the trailer. No, you can't watch the trailer, dude. Because they're corny parts. Yeah.
And it was the girl, I don't know her name or anything, the woman that is the star of this.
Yes.
It's kind of like they just picked, oh, you'll do it for cheap.
They
know
did.
that's bad. Yeah,
they totally picked. But the thing is, you could tell, it's almost like they filmed it as time actually went on. Because as time went on, she not only got less corny, she got stronger, better, and it made it seem like, oh, this is why she's getting better, because you have to if you're in that situation. You can't be corny or like ditzy anymore. This is life or death.
She just need to get warmed up a little bit?
Yes. And I don't know if it just happened like that, because in the beginning, she's super duper ditzy. But if they told her to slowly wise up, well, then that's a genius thing, because you would. If you're in the desert having to survive, you have to do it. You have to make it. You have to make it. And so, I mean, again, I watched it knowing that it had super low ratings, but then there was one review saying, all these people hate this movie. I didn't work on this movie, but I'm letting you know it's better than any of these people are telling you. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try because of this person's review. And I watched it. I'm like, 1 out of 10. Really? Really? That's what we're doing? I've seen 1 out of 10s. This was not it. It was good.
What's the last 1 out of 10 you saw?
The 1 out of 10 movie have I seen? Oh, probably Sex and the City, like 2.
That's honest. That's real.
Yeah, that's probably. That. And I lost a bet, and I had to go. And that was probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, easily.
Did you see it in the movie theater?
Yes, I did.
Oh, damn. You paid to see Sex and the City movie theater. Damn.
That was horrendous. What was yours?
Like, I don't think I gave it a chance, but I felt it was so bad that I literally walked out of the movie. And I don't even know. I'm going to have to look up and see when it came out. It was the movie starring Joe Pesci, of all people. And it was called... Any guesses? Are you a Joe Pesci guy?
I am a Joe Pesci guy.
Any guesses on what it might be?
I know it's not My Cousin Vinny. I know it's not Casino.
No, nothing like that.
Joe Pesci?
Yeah.
Hold on, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No worries. I'm trying to look it up because I'm looking on IMDb right now. Is this it? This is it. I see it. Okay.
Don't tell me.
Okay. And you know, if you look at the posters, you know, the movie poster,
yes,
that should clue you in immediately.
I bet you I liked this movie. Let's see what Pesci has done. Oh, snap. No.
You found it.
It could be one of two things. Because the
poster is so bad.
I liked 8 heads in a duffel bag.
No. You're not even warm.
I'm not even warm?
I don't think so. It came out in 91.
You didn't like the Super?
No, it was fucking horrible.
You walked out?
I walked out of the Super.
It was super racist, but it wasn't. It was like a normal, everyday movie. It wasn't like
it was super hot garbage is what it was.
It was hot. It wasn't great, but I'm shocked that was the one you picked.
Any movie that, I shouldn't say any movie, but I really do feel like this is a trend. And you can always tell when you're going to get a garbage movie is when you see the poster. And the poster's got like one person kind of looking at the other person like, why you? And then the other guy's like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? Beats me.
Guess we're here. Wait a minute. You're saying that that's better than Gone Fishing? That's worse than Gone Fishing?
All I can say is I committed to walking out of the movie because I thought it was garbage. But I never turned back. I never watched it again. And I don't.
So that's your worst movie you've ever seen?
I would say so, only because I'm trying to think.
Fair. That's
like,
fair.
I think
I've
walked out of other movies before because of like loud people or, gotta go. Yeah, people are just being assholes. I don't really want to be fighting with them. I'd rather just get my money back and go at another time.
I love just being the only, like that. When I watched Molly's Game, I was the only person in the theater. That was great.
That's how I saw Homecoming. It is the best way to watch a movie.
It is the best way to watch a movie. And I mean, yeah, that's how I'd want to watch everything. So from now on, when I go, I'm going to these movies at like 10:30, 11, because no one's really there. I could look at my phone during the movie. I can do whatever I want. I own that theater.
I almost went last night to catch Molly's Game so we could talk about it today, but I'd gotten home late from Sacramento and I just started like nodding off.
I mean, Idris Elba did such a great job in that movie, dude. Him and her play off well together.
It looks really well shot.
Oh yeah. There's parts that are just though if I don't know poker. That's the one thing that was working against me. I love that she kind of broke it down because she's assuming no one really knows what these hands mean. But if you know poker, it's probably going to make you even be like, "Oh no, I know what he's about to do." That thing.
Yeah, I've got some friends that are intensely into poker, and I'm sure I recommended the movie to them, and they already kind of knew about it. But correct me if I'm wrong. It's not fully about poker, though, right?
No.
Like it's not like you're just seeing these intense poker games. No. It's more of the aftermath of all of the poker games, correct?
Yeah. Well, it's her. It's what she does for a living is the story. But do you know anything about? Do you play poker?
I'm not the guy to ask about poker. Not me.
I don't know it. I don't understand it in the least bit. I don't understand so here's the river, and if you take the flop, I'm like, okay, yep, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, all of those terms sound familiar, but I'm just not into it. I don't know.
Yes, I wouldn't, but I'm endlessly intrigued with people who actually know the game really, really well, which is why Molly's Game is, but I still, as much as I love Molly's Game, I still like Rounders better.
That was a really good movie.
Rounders was my joint, man. I thought that was a fantastic movie.
And that one was more of what we were talking about, though. More of a, like, it focused on the poker more so than this one does, correct?
Yes. But here's the thing. I got a question to ask you.
What's that? We still haven't touched on this whole Winco thing, dude. I got to get your opinion, too.
Oh, we got to get back, yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. What's your question?
Is
Winco,
John
I just gave you my answer.
Is John Malkovich a good actor?
Well, you just mean on the whole or like now?
Like, is he really an actor? Because it seems like he just says things intensely.
I would say
in his
John
own
Malkovich,
voice.
I think he's an excellent actor. Have you ever seen? But then again, that's why I said like now or before. Now, I'm not completely versed in Malkovich projects, but did you see the remake of Mice and Men with him and Gary Sinise?
I have not.
Excellent, like fucking excellent.
But I bet you he does his own voice though, doesn't he?
No, not for that role. He doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, because Lenny is mentally challenged, so he plays a mentally challenged like.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
Stable hand, I guess.
I gotta check it out because everything else I see him do, he just pretty much does the whole John Malkovich intense, just like in that Three Musketeers. I'm like, oh, he's just playing John Malkovich, and then if you see another movie, oh, he's playing John Malkovich as this. He's not doing anything phenomenal.
I feel you. I know what you're saying. And I think that he definitely does have that. Like, this isn't a good comparison because I don't think this person is a good actor, but like Nicolas Cage. When you see a Nicolas Cage movie, you know you're seeing Nicolas Cage. And I would imagine that's the same mostly for John Malkovich. But in this particular role, which is maybe why I remember it more, is that he's a completely different person. He plays a mentally challenged guy. It's great.
You know who else does this? Tom Hanks plays Tom Hanks in every movie. But he's so watchable that, I'll watch him.
Yeah, I got to peep The Post. Still waiting to go see that. I think I'm going to go to the movies tonight. I've been meaning to use my pass more, and I just haven't. So, going to do that.
You got to get on that, homie.
Mm-hmm. So check it out. Here's my answer. Give me
the answer before we go into it.
Yeah, because, this is just a warm-up of the lips. Yes. I'm definitely going with all of the ones that you gave me, which I believe were Food Max, Target, Walmart.
Yes. No, not Walmart, because we don't go to Walmart.
Oh, we did. We excluded Walmart. That's right.
Yeah.
And Winco.
Yes.
most definitely Winco.
And Costco.
No, Costco, you have kids that are frustrated though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these kids are hot. They're surrounded by people. They want to get out. They want to run around, check shit out, but they're stuck in the basket. They're frustrated.
Exactly, but that means a bad kid, I think.
Winco is not only bad kids, but bad parents.
This is true.
For instance, I was walking around one morning. You know, I don't like going to the grocery store. It's one of my least favorite things to do. I hate shopping. And so I wasn't even I wasn't crazy about being there in the first place. But Gail and I were walking around, and there was this family. You know, it was a couple in there. I think it was 3 girls. And these family. 3 girls were running ape shit. They were just, like the frozen food section, with the doors, the refrigerator doors.
Yes.
They were like opening them up and just blam, slamming them or like knocking shit off. And we're talking, if I had to just guess their age range, I would say they were from like 8 to 12. Was the age range. And the 12-year-old was the worst one. Now, I'm taking into consideration that kids have behavioral problems and whatnot, but here's the situation with that. The dad was egging him on to do all of this stuff.
What was he doing?
They're throwing food at each other and just...
Oh, my God.
The dad, it's like the parents would rather be on their phone. So they're either on their phone or the dad's like egging the kids on to do more stuff. The dad, you could tell, was like a big kid himself, but he was like letting the kids climb into the frozen foods racks which really grosses me out, dude. Kid had no shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
That is Oh, here's a question. Speaking of food, before we go, this is the last question I'm asking Dan because he's a genius at this kind of stuff and it's funny.
Oh, totally.
Do you get are grapes supposed to be opened? And B, will you take a bag of grapes that is unziplocked?
To A, I would say that no. Unless they just overstuff it. I would still say no. At all times, It should be sealed.
Okay.
And secondly, not just no, hell no, I'm not grabbing that bag of open grapes.
But they're all open, G.
It's insanity.
They're all
not
open.
all of them.
Gee.
There's got to. I don't believe you. There has to be bags that are.
I guarantee. Here's what I guarantee. If you ask your wife, she will say, "Oh no, the bags are normally open. I buy them anyway, and you've eaten them." I guarantee it. It's over.
I've seen the bags come home. That's not the issue. I've probably tapped into the grapes. I ain't gonna lie, but no. If I was purchasing the bag, it's gonna be sealed
for sure,
or as close to sealed as possible.
That makes you wonder: have you eaten grapes someone else has touched? For sure.
Of course.
Sure.
But don't you wash the grapes?
I used to not.
Oh, do you know what you've ingested over the years?
I'm definitely have a parasite, G. I think you do too.
I think we all have parasites.
G, did you hear that like 90% of people have herpes?
Like some form of it, you mean?
Yes!
Man, why are you bringing up all this bad news on this?
How crazy is that?
You know what? The world is going to just eat us one of these days, Steve. And that's... Hey. It's the beginning of the end, actually.
I'll take that. And we can end on that. Hey, here's the
that was note. On that happy note.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that happy note, we want you to know that you probably have a parasite and you probably have herpes. We will see you on the next version of our show.
This concludes pre-show episode 12. Adios.